In 2017, when Michelle Carter stood trial for involuntary manslaughter and the suicide of her former boyfriend, Conrad Roy, the case raised big questions about the laws here in Massachusetts. At issue, could someone be held responsible for coercing another person to take their own life? Now there's a new bill on Beacon Hill to add stiff penalties in cases like this. State Senator Barry Finegold told me the time has come to get this bill on the books.
We're one of only 8 states in the nation that does not have this law. So I wonder what makes us so smart and why don't we have this law? I think it's long overdue that we have a law like Conrad's law on the books in Massachusetts.
I want to go through that if we can. The legislation would set a maximum of 5 years in prison for anyone who intentionally coerces or encourages another individual to die by suicide or attempt to die by suicide by using physical acts or mental coercion that manipulate a person's fears, affections, or sympathies. My question is 5 years in prison sufficient?
I do believe it is. Originally, the reason why the whole case got blown up is that without this law in place, someone could get up to 20 years for manslaughter. So I do believe that is the appropriate punishment. And I also believe that is what district attorneys support as well. And when you look at what happened with the Michelle Carter case, it was about 5 years when all said and done with. So that's why I think 5 years is the appropriate number.
You wrote this bill with Lynn Roy, Conrad's mom. What was that like to do that with her?
She's a very courageous woman. She understands that this bill will not bring back her son. But what she really wants to have happen is that what happened to her family doesn't ever happen to another family here in the Commonwealth.
Now, I asked State Senator Finegold what he thinks the chances are of the bill getting passed, and he told me he thinks it's a pretty good chance. He points out while we are living in a time when there's a coronavirus pandemic, we are also having a mental health pandemic.